This video will guide PCC instructors on how to record Student Learning Outcome or SLO assessment scores through their course's Canvas shell. Please note that even if you do not use Canvas for your course, this is where you will enter the SLO assessment scores. Your students will not be aware that there's a Canvas shell attached to the course as long as you leave the course unpublished. Here's an overview of what this video will cover. I'll first talk about how to access Canvas if you're unfamiliar with it. I'll show you how to find and view the SLO rubric in your course, how to enter student scores, and then finally where to go for various kinds of assistance. Starting with accessing Canvas. Go to the PCC homepage. From here you will select Login from the top menu and open it and drop down to Canvas. This will then bring you to a screen where you need to enter your PCC login credentials. Notice that your username is the part of your email address before the @Pasadena.edu. This brings you to your overall Canvas homepage. From here you need to find the relevant course using the menu on the far left. Click on Courses, and notice that if you've used Canvas in the past, there will be some published courses from the past at the top of the list. Near the bottom of the list are the unpublished courses, and if you haven't opened your new course yet, that's where you'll find it. Select the relevant course and click on it. Once you're in a given course, which is indicated up here, you will then use the second menu from the left with the blue words to navigate. How to find and view the SLO rubric in your course. From the course menu, select Assignments. Here you will see that there's already something in your course shell. It's under Imported Assignments, and the name will follow the convention of the course name, number, and then the words SLO rubric. Even though the rubric is listed as an assignment here in Canvas, it has been set up for you so that it does not contribute to the student grades. The gray circle / icon indicates that this assignment is unpublished. As long as it's left unpublished, students will not be able to see the assignment or read the details or see the rubric. When you're ready to enter scores, you will actually need to publish it, and you can do this by clicking on the icon and it turns into a green circle with a check mark indicating that it is published. After you have entered the student scores, which I'll show you in just a moment, we recommend that you unpublish the assignment again so that students do not see the assignment and become confused thinking it's something that they need to complete. To unpublish the assignment, you once again click on the icon over here and turn it back into the gray circle with the slash. So let's take a look at the assignment. Click on the name. At the top of the assignment, you'll see a note that indicates that this assignment does not count towards the final grade. It will not change the total points available in your course if you are using this Canvas shell. Below that is a note from the Learning Assessment team that briefly explains the rubric. As indicated here, please check with your course coordinator for details of the assessment. As you scroll down, you'll see that this assignment is worth 0 points and the students are submitting nothing. When you continue to scroll down, you will see the SLO rubric for the course. The rubric will contain all of the SLOs for your course. However, you only need to assess the recommended SLO or SLOs for this term or the SLOs agreed upon by your department. Let's say, for example, that you're going to assess SLO 1 this term. You're going to give the assessment in class, record the student scores somewhere, and then you're going to return here to enter the student scores. How to enter student scores in SpeedGrader. I'm going to scroll back to the top of the assignment. As I mentioned earlier, this assignment needs to be published before you can enter student scores. A second way to publish the assignment is on this page where you see this button that says Publish, and we have that slash and gray circle meaning it is not published. When I click on it, it becomes green with a check mark, and now it is published. You will now need to access SpeedGrader. Sometimes it shows up to the right under Related Items, and other times you might have to click on these 3 dots and select SpeedGrader. Once you're in SpeedGrader, you'll see your students' names in the upper right and the rubric in the right-hand window. You want to select View Rubric to open the rubric and make it gradable. And because this rubric is large and doesn't really fit in this window very well, you want to grab this gray bar and expand it to the left so that you can see all the details of the rubric. This expanded rubric is interactive and clickable. As you hover your mouse over the various scores, they are highlighted in green. This student scored a 3 on this particular rubric, so I click on it and the 3 points shows up there, and then I'm going to hit save. Don't worry about these other places where it says invalid score. If you have no information for these other SLOs, just leave that blank. Make sure you hit save. You can then go to the upper right and move on to your next student with the arrow. One thing I want to point out is this blank box right here. It says grade out of 0. You should not put anything in that box. The score of 3 is indicated down here, and that is all you need. If you put a score into that box, this would award your students points for this assignment, and that could impact their grade. What should you do if a student does not take the assessment? For example, perhaps a student was absent on the day that you gave the assessment. In this case, do not enter anything into the rubric. Don't enter a 0, don't enter any score at all. Use the arrow to move on to the next student. Again, you want to hit View Rubric, make your selection, and hit Save. When you are finished, return to the home page by using this link right here. The last thing to do is to make sure that you unpublish the assignment so that it is not visible to the students. But before I show you that, let's take a look at grades. If you happen to use the gradebook, I want you to notice that if the assignment is still published, you're going to see a column heading like this one right here. The word manual in the gradebook column header means that by default, any grade information for this assignment will not be shared with the students. I'm going to go back and unpublish the assignment and show you how it looks once the assignment is unpublished. Here's my assignment. I'm going to unpublish it. And now let's go back and look at the gradebook. This is an unpublished column, and the students will not be able to see this at all. Finally, where can you go for assistance? If you need help with technical issues, such as the rubric is not where I just showed you it would be, or the SLOs are not correct, please contact PCC online at the email address given here. Make sure you send your message from your Pasadena email account and include as much course information as possible so they can help you. On the other hand, if you have questions about the assessment itself, please contact the SLO assessment coordinators. The contact information can be found at PCC's SLO assessment website. To get to the website, go back to the Pasadena City College homepage and click on Faculty and Staff. Drop down to where it says for Faculty, and you will see the SLO assessment homepage link there. Thank you very much for contributing to student assessment at Pasadena City College.